Alright, so I ate my words a little bit. Portugal went through Croatia. Spain did go through Austria. The US went through Bosnia. Belgium went through Senegal. That's fucking disgraceful, that game. England went through Congo, which I had in mind the other way around. Argentina, I'm not even going to talk about it. That game was a disgrace. Or maybe I will talk about it, because Cabo Verde played incredibly. Australia lost on pens. Switzerland went through Algeria, and Colombia went through Ghana. Okay. Right now, Marruecos is still playing Canada. They're up 2-0. They just scored the second one. Casi. So, I actually did not make that light switch video that I was talking about in my last video. I don't know why. I just got too lazy and I went running too, so that's probably why. Or a big contributing reason. Well, Portugal did switch on today. They switched on when they played Croatia, because right now, it's the Morocco game. Hold up. Okay, right now it's a 3-on-2 for the defense. What the fuck? Rahimi just gave the header and then it bounced off the crossbar on the line. Unlucky. It could have been 3-0. Incredible play. So it seems like Morocco's gonna advance. I'm not gonna say anything else because, we already saw the Senegal game. But, I did not expect Canada to play like this. I said they would hold their own. I did not think they would be playing this good. And the 2-0 says a lot. 0 goals scored, 2 goals conceded, but the performance has been there for Canada, especially in the first half. This is un partidazo, I'll say. Canada played really good, and honestly, they've been incredible. So, Portugal switched on. 0-0 at halftime. Luckily I didn't miss it because I was out running that day. I run at 3 and I come back at like 4:30, maybe 5, something like that. So I missed the first half, but I did not miss the goals. The first half, from what I saw, the stats, chances created, shots to goal, they created a lot of chances, I think 9 or 10, something like that. So they switched on the first half and they were pushing, pressing, and dominating pretty much. Then in the second half, it went the other way around. But Ronaldo scored. Then he got subbed off, and I don't know why people got mad at it. Like, I'm a Ronaldo fan, and I'm not mad at it. I'm actually happy that he subbed on Ruben Neves. And the reason why is because if you have Bernardo Silva, who's been almost nothing for the past couple years, since he passed his prime, I don't know how you sub him on for a midfielder and expect things to go well. Right? And if you sub off Ronaldo and you put in another midfielder, you have this stability and balance, and you don't need to keep Ronaldo on because you already have Ramos, who is a 9, right? So I don't critique the decision to sub off Ronaldo in this case for this game, in this context, because he lost the game, and by he I mean Martinez. He lost the game. He was getting shots on a lot against him and against Portugal, so he had to make a change happen. And he did exactly what had to be done. So yeah, that was it. And Ramos, I don't know how he does it. There were 3 center backs on him. He jumped and he scored a golazo. a golazo. It was insane. This guy, he just got out of PSG, and it's about time. He now goes to AC Milan. I went to watch PSG against Atletico. It was an incredible game. Unfortunately, he didn't score. And I don't think he's much of a ground player. I think he's an aerial player, right? Like, he's a player that jumps for headers. Because in PSG, they play on the ground passes. Couldn't do anything. But yeah, glad he got that move. So now he's going to get more game time, and he'll probably start next to Ronaldo now, which I hope is what happens. So that was that. Portugal do advance. Spain advance also. So it's Portugal and Spain. Now, I will make the Portugal video, like the light switch video for this one, because this one, I think that the injured players for Spain are already fully recovered. So I will make that video for the Portugal-Spain game. I thought Bosnia would beat US, but Bosnia held their own. I think they should have scored, but they didn't. Now let me check the score just in case I'm not crazy. So, yeah, it was 2-0. I thought they would have scored and they didn't. So the US go through. Senegal were so close on going through, but they just didn't. They could, but they didn't want to. And you know what? Senegal has had a lot of managers in the past. And the only guy to make Senegal work is this guy. Thia. If that's how you pronounce his name. I probably cooked it. But, Thiaw. No, Thiaw. That's it. And it's unfortunate that they go out this way. They had 2-goal advantage, bottled it last minute, literally, and then got a pen last minute. Personally, I didn't see that play because I was out running that day. But, it's fucking insane. And this Lukaku guy, he is just something else. I think he still plays for Napoli, I'm not sure. But this guy's fucking crazy. Lukaku got subbed on and scored immediately for his first World Cup debut this summer. And I did not think that this guy would pull something like this if he got subbed on. So congratulations to Belgica and Senegal. You guys got cooked, and I think that's a Senegal problem, and you can't really blame the manager for that, because it's a mentality problem, right? That's a mentality problem to bottle a 2-goal lead at the last minute. I had my thoughts on Congo. It was the other way around. Now, Egypt and Australia, couldn't watch all of it. But I did watch the Pens, and the Pens were really nice. So, Egypt goes through. Switzerland goes through, and I was watching that game. It was pretty late, and there was nothing else to do. And Colombia went through. I did not watch the whole game, but I did watch the goal. So, England plays Mexico. I think Mexico knocks them out. And I think Mexico beats either Norway or Brazil. Now, I do want to talk about that Cabo Verde game before I keep talking about the round 16. Cabo Verde played incredibly, and they deserved to win. There were many fouls and yellow cards not given towards the Argentinian players. And if you watch it from a third-person perspective, because I wasn't a Cabo Verde fan, I just was a fan of them because I don't like Messi. But I try to watch it from a neutral perspective. I try to watch it from a neutral perspective because when you watch two teams that you don't even watch in the first place, you can't be like, you can't choose a side if you don't even know them, right? So I watched it from a neutral perspective. Argentina survived. They didn't win. They survived. Cabo Verde deserved to win. Cabo Verde dominated them on counterattacks. The Argentinians were fucking dead by the time it hit extra time. They couldn't run anymore. De Paul was gone by 80 minutes. Enzo Fernandez was gone by 80 minutes. There were so many other players who just couldn't keep going. And honestly, it showed. Cabo Verde completely dominated the second half. They completely dominated extra time, and they deserved to win. They were only unlucky on set pieces, and they were unlucky by slowing down their counterattacks. This guy Sidney, who's ex-Benfica, absolutely incredible. And I yelled so loudly when this guy scored his goal. I yelled golazo as loud as I could. Louder than any goal that I've screamed for this World Cup. This guy scored an absolute banger, and it should be talked about more. He just scored probably the goal of the tournament against one of the greatest keepers in the world. And you put any keeper there, he doesn't stop it. No keeper stops that golazo. Sidney, eres un jugador increíble y jugaste un partidazo y merecieron ganar. Hiciste todo lo que pudiste, pero eso es lo que es. Así es como es el fútbol, especialmente contra estos árbitros, pero jugaste impecable. Un partidazo hiciste. Cabo Verde deserved to win again. They completely dominated Argentina. Again, there were a lot of yellow cards not given. One going to Christian Romero, who scored the third goal. One should have gone to Enzo Fernandez. One should have gone to Paredes or Palacios, the guy who was subbed on for De Paul. And there were a lot of other cards not given. That's one red and two yellows for next game for Argentina. And honestly, I like watching Cabo Verde, but I'm still trying to recover from watching them lose. They played un partido absolutely incredible. I can make a video separately about them, but I guess I've been talking about them for a couple minutes now. But they jugaron increíble. Those players put themselves on the map. They defeated Argentina in almost every aspect except the scoreline. They completely dominated them. They did not get tired. They kept running. They kept pushing. But I think that every time they scored an equalizer, they let Argentina push up. And if they had kept going forward at the same intensity for the 90 minutes, I think they would not have gone to extra time. They just went toe-to-toe against world champions, and I think Argentina get knocked out the next round. Because Cabo Verde played phenomenally, and they played together, but so does Egypt. And Egypt has Salah, and Salah could go on the wing as an attacking mid. And I think that's a very strong threat for that's a threat that Argentina have to keep an eye on. And now they have to start their backup, right? So now aquí se complica now because they have a lot of injuries now, and they have players who push themselves more than they should have. So again, Cabo Verde un partidazo. I think Argentina get knocked out the next round. I don't think they have the starting players right now, and I don't think that the players have the energy either. They absolutely gas themselves to the maximum, and Rahimi scores a golazo, so that's 3-0 to Marruecos. And this guy, he plays at Al Ahly, and I think in Qatar, or I think it's Alain. Alain. He's a phenomenal player, although they haven't been in the best form recently. This guy just scored a golazo to send Marruecos through. And Marruecos honestly are in good form. I think they beat either France or Paraguay. I think they do make it to the semi-final. So I think Argentina get knocked out the next round. Switzerland and Colombia, I'll say it's a tie and it goes to penalties because Colombia played really good. Switzerland played really good. But also, Algeria did not play good. So, with respect, of course, Algeria, I don't think, had the best of games. So I think it's either a tie or Colombia wins by 1-0 or maybe 2. Mexico goes through, I think, and beats either team, so I still think Mexico goes to the semifinal. I think that Colombia would beat Egypt, and I do think that Egypt would beat Switzerland. But I think that Colombia would go past Switzerland, so Colombia goes past Switzerland, and I think Colombia also beats Egypt, so now I have Colombia and Mexico for the semifinal. I think Marruecos still goes to the semifinal. I think that Portugal and Spain, it's very difficult there, but if Portugal show up, they can beat Spain without needing extra time and go directly through. I think that Portugal also beats any of the other teams, like the US and Belgium. Respectfully, I don't think they got it to go through Portugal. But again, Portugal have to show up against these two teams to beat them. If they're on, then I think Portugal makes the semifinal. And it would be a Morocco-Portugal semifinal, and it would be a Mexico-Colombia semifinal on the other side, which are honestly pretty good games if you ask me. So, that's it for now. See you next time.